I'll tell you that, and a lot more environmentally friendly. If we can access that marketplace, say over the next 5 years, and we can build, and we can have a different pricing structure where over time we continue to withdraw some of the additional costs that we're adding, then I think we're going to be in a much better place. Ultimately, our goal should be to be priced on average with the rest of New England. And efficiency will help us do that. I mean, that's what has to be understood. If we can drive efficiency and therefore be pulling less power off the grid, that will help the overall cost of energy in Connecticut.
Sure. Cindy?
Thank you, Governor O'Neill, for attending our conference. It's very much appreciated, and it's always good to see you. I want to applaud your decision for putting together an education task force. I understand it's for the purpose of looking at education costs and perhaps some reform in that area. I would like to encourage you to continue to work closely with CCM staff and our members here as you know, there's some direction and some input that perhaps could be gained in a partnership, and I just wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, no, listen, you can be assured that we will do that. I mean, one of the things I've said is that we've got, this last session there were so many issues, most of them are revolving around the issue of the budget that needed to be attended to, that I made an early decision that we would focus on that and a couple of issues and not get into a whole bunch of other controversial issues. But I have identified my desire, and I think it's supported by the leadership in the House and the Senate, that we devote the next session to educational reform. And there are aspects of that that cost money, and there's aspects of that will save money, quite frankly. And that we also study the ECS formula to understand its implications in greater detail, and whether we're spending that money wisely, how we're allocating it, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. I have a feeling that there's been some jerry-rigging over the years, and so we should need to take a look at that as well. But educational reform will clearly be a focus. I've also announced that in the fall I'd like to bring the legislature back to address jobs, and we are working on proposals with respect to job creation to be taken up in a special session. I'll also be actually in many of your communities over the summer visiting with employers, not just to take a tour of a building, but actually to have a conversation with their leaders, the leaders of any of these entities, small businesses and large, about what Connecticut could do to promote jobs. If we promote jobs, if we rebuild our economy, then we're not going to have as much problems on the property tax side, because there'll be additional revenues coming in. And so on the long haul, all of these things are related. And I see them related, and I think I see them as related better because of the 14 years I've served as a mayor, and actually for the 12 years before I became mayor as a member of the Board of Finance and the Board of Education in the city of Stamford. So I get it.
Thank you, Governor. I'd just like to thank you again on behalf of CCM for your commitment, continuing commitment to municipal government and to a state-local partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Nice to be with you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. Sure.
Thank you, Governor. And for our members of the press, there'll be an availability with the governor.